Golding from Fingerprint Dance. Thank you for joining me today for part 2 of our creative dance at home sessions. Before we begin, I'm just going to run through a couple of things that you need to be careful of while you're working at home. First of all, you need to make sure that you've got enough space around you in every direction, wherever you're sitting or standing. So the best way to do that is to just move your arms out to the side, make sure that you're not going to knock into anything. Move your arms up high above you, make sure that you're not going to knock into anything. And to the front and to the back, same thing. As we go through the session, I'm going to move between standing and seated, because everything that we do today will be adaptable for chair-based and standing dancing. I have my chair here. Something else that you'll also need to do today is find a piece of fabric that you think moves really nicely. I've got a scarf here, a lovely green scarf. You might have a scarf that you like, or something that you have over your sofa, or an item of clothing. It's fine, just something that you like, that feels nice, has a nice colour and moves nicely. We'll come on to that later on. And most importantly, you need to work with where your body is today. So if you have any aches or pains, please just protect your body. If you feel tired, then please just rest, pause the film and come back to it later on. Likewise, if you need to have a break and you want to have some water, then please do just press pause and then continue when you're ready. And that's it, I think. So let's crack on with warming up our bodies and getting ready to move and dance with the music. Thank you. So we're just going to work through a gentle warm-up now, just getting ourselves ready to dance, wake up our muscles and our joints and the surface area of our body. As we go through the warm-up, I'm going to shift between standing and seated, and you can adapt as is comfortable for your body. So, off we go. Let's just start by putting your hands over your tummy, either side of your tummy button, either side of your navel, and just breathing into your hands. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathing into the palm of your hands. And just settling down through the bones of your body and the muscles of your body. Settling down, trying to find the weight of your body in the middle. Balancing either side, right and left of your body. Let's just draw our hands away and let them rest by our sides. Just have a little bounce there, thinking about the very top of your head and the bottom of your back. Drawing up into the sky through the top of your head and down into the ground through the soles of your feet and the bottom of your back. Lovely, well done. So now we're going to shift our weight over to one side. So you're going to go over towards your left side, and then with your right foot you're just going to massage your foot with the floor. So maybe imagine that the bottom of your foot is an island in the sea, and you're exploring the edges of the island where the land meets the waves, the valleys, the mountains, all the rises and falls in the feet. Lovely. Good. And then let's shift our weight through the centre where we're perfectly balanced and really stable. Just shift it over to the other side to work through the other foot. So using the floor to massage the feet all the tiny bones and larger bones in the feet, all the muscles that help us to move around. This is a different island. Good. And pressing through the feet, back to centre. And let's just do another little bounce just to make sure your weight's in the middle. And while you're bouncing, thinking about going up and down, you're also thinking about going out to the sides of your body. The space between your shoulders, the space between your hips, the space between the points where your jaw joins onto your head, onto your skull. Well done. Just going to walk the feet a little bit closer together. And we're going to move down to the knees. So this you're doing standing or seated. Coming to seated, sliding down to the knees and just drawing some circles around the knees to warm up the knee joints in one direction and in the other direction. And using the support of the legs to come up to standing, we're just going to work on the hips, walking through the hips, left and right. And with the walking through the hips left and right, we might also add in a stretch. So it might walk, stretch and bend. Go back to standing just to look at how that will work. So we've worked through our knees, we've got bend in the hips and stretch the legs. Bend in the hips and stretch the legs. Good, bend in the hips, stretch, and bend and stretch. Good, I'm going to just stay standing for a moment, but you can carry on doing this seated. Just going to warm up the back, the spine, which travels all the way from the base here, all the way up to supporting the bottom of your skull, bottom of your head. So let's warm our hands up first of all. Well done. And just putting your nice warm hands across the bottom of your back, massaging as far as you can reach. And again, taking some warmth into your hands, and this time going to the top of your spine, to the top of your back, into your neck. So we've switched our back on. We're going to rest our arms by our sides, and either seated or standing, we're just going to curl down, thinking about those two different points. The top point and the bottom point. So curling down through your back. Only go as far as feels comfortable. Well done, one more time. Very good. Let's just draw some circles with our hips, if standing. So thinking about circles going in one direction and circles going in the other direction. And when we move our joints like this, it's really like putting in some oil onto a rusty wheel to stop it from creaking. Just helps the joints to be healthy. For your hips, if you're seated, you can just rock from side to side, taking your weight from side to side, and holding on to one side of the chair, stretching over, and back to centre, and to the other side, and back to the middle. So kind of like you're walking on your sits bones, which are the two little bones that you can feel when you're sitting down. They're doing the same job as your feet when you're standing up. But just imagine that you're walking through them. Good, well done. We're going to come back up to standing, but you may stay seated. Just going to finish up with the top part of the body, with the shoulders. We're going to roll them back, roll the shoulders, which really helps to ease out any tension. We carry a lot of tension in our shoulders. Well done. Let's take it into elbows. One elbow, circling back, and the other elbow. And the other one. And the other one. Let's do both together. Push the air away. And just coming up to standing. And finishing off by looking to one side, the other side, one side, the other side. Up above you, down below, up above, down below, and back to centre. Hopefully you're feeling a bit warmed up. Thanks everyone. We'll move on to a creative dance now. So now we're going to come on to a creative dance for this week. And this is the point where you need to grab hold of your piece of material that we talked about at the beginning of the session. So I've got this lovely green piece of material here. So once you're holding your piece of fabric, just explore first of all how it moves. Is it slippy? Soft, and while it's moving, think about why you like it. Maybe you're lucky and you've got a little bit of sunshine coming in through your window and you can catch the rays of the sun in your piece of fabric. Or maybe you've got a strong light behind you and it's making shadows on the floor. Or maybe the movement of the fabric, the material, makes a gentle breeze that helps your skin to be nice and cool. So we're just going to make a dance with our pieces of fabric, building it up slowly, little by little. We're going to start by finding a stretch with the material. So holding onto one end with one hand, the other end of the other hand, and just stretching through space. You might change a couple of times, stretching away in different straight line directions, up above you, into the corner of the room, down below, across the front. So even though the fabric is probably quite soft, the first thing that we're doing is making strong lines. For me, strong lines of green in space. And you might think about how your body's moving to make the straight lines, and also how it's moving to change to a new straight line. So we have the line changes to a different line, changes to a different line. Okay, so that's stretching. We're now going to find swinging. Maybe thinking about if you've ever seen someone skipping, or you've done some skipping, or thinking about maybe a baby being rocked, or a swing in a playground, swinging forwards and backwards. And while you're swinging forwards and backwards, whether you're seated or standing, you might rock forwards and backwards, taking the weight of your body over one foot and then another foot. Or if you're seated, swinging forwards and backwards in your chair. Only going as far as is comfortable, careful with your balance. Maybe swinging to one side, then the other side. Well done. So we've had stretching and swinging. The next thing we're going to do, which is sort of my favourite, is flying. So we're going to take the piece of material and we're going to make it fly. Maybe it'll flap like a long pair of wings. How much can you make your piece of fabric fly? Perhaps there's two of you dancing together today. This is particularly enjoyable if there are two people. One pair of hands can hold one end of the material, another pair of hands can hold the other end, and you can make the fabric, the scarf or the sheet really fly, really filling the space. Well done. Two more. The first one is hiding. So you're going to hide underneath your fabric. Well done. The last one comes from hiding and it turns into appearing. So you might creep out slowly, you might appear slowly from underneath your fabric, or you might explode out like a firework. It's up to you. I'm going to go slowly. Great. Well done. So we've now got 5 different things to put together for our colourful fabric dance today. We've got stretching, making straight lines, thinking about how we move between each of those straight lines. We've got swinging, thinking about the swings in the park, swinging someone around, and a jive on the dance floor. We've got flying, really making the piece of material as floaty and as flyy as it can be, filling up the space. And we have hiding. And appearing. Good, that was our practice. We're just going to do it one more time, taking a little bit longer over each section. I'm going to turn the music up a little bit, and so you won't hear me talking, we'll just dance together. everybody. We're just going to spend the last few minutes relaxing and cooling down, and saying well done to our bodies and our imaginations for today's session. So you're going to find your weight over both feet or over both sits bones if you're sitting down, right in the middle. Making sure that your knees are positioned over your toes or over your feet, and thinking about your hips being in line with your knees too, and your shoulders being in line with your hips. So nice and centered. Just as we spoke about at the beginning, thinking about lifting up through the top of your head and dropping down through the soles of your feet and the bottom of your back into the ground. Really thinking about this part of your body getting taller. That's where you're growing, really lifting. Well done. And take your hands back across, just as we started. One above your tummy button, your navel, and the other below. And you're going to breathe in, filling up the balloon that we're imagining is inside your tummy, inside your lungs. Breathing in and breathing out. Just letting go of your out breath. Breathing in and out. And in and out. And then we're just going to rock side to side, whether you're seated or standing. Just rocking side to side. A little bit like the swinging that we did with the scarf. Rocking gently. And then we're going to breathe the arms either up above your head, or they might just come out to the sides if they're starting to feel a bit tired. I'm going to take mine up to my head. And then we're going to imagine that we're diving down into the sea, slow motion dive. And then we're coming up for air. And we're going to imagine that lovely clear crystally sea waters dripping and running all over our bodies, making us feel really refreshed. And the sun is on our skin. Let's take our hands back across our centre, swapping over, so whichever hand was above is now below your tummy button. Still thinking about staying nice and centred with your weight of your body balanced over both sits bones or feet. Well done. Breathing into your hands and then letting all the air out. Well done. Breathing in. You can make a nice strong sound. Breathing in. And again. Lovely, lovely. Breathing your arms up or open. Diving down again. And rolling back up through your back to stand. I'd like you to say, well done for your dancing today. So give yourself a bit of a pat. Maybe there's a part of your body that worked particularly hard. Maybe you can give it a bit of care and attention by giving it a massage. I think we've all worked quite hard with our arms today. So we can just say thank you to our shoulders and our arms by giving it a bit of a massage and a bit of a rub. Well done. And I'd like to say thank you again for joining me today. It's been really lovely dancing with you. Stay safe and well, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks everyone. Bye.